for the next episode. Can't wait to get home and turn my TV on. I'm ready for the next episode. Got my snap shoes off, no remote control. I'm ready for the next episode.
Hi, guys. Welcome to next episode with your host, Nick.
And I'm Jess.
And today we are discussing Surface Season 2.
Yes.
It feels like it was quite a while that we discussed Surface Season 1,
It
which
was.
is interesting because Season 1 and Season 2 are only like tangentially connected.
Mm-hmm. They are. It's almost like two different shows.
It
But
re-
honestly, I will say this. I liked it. I liked it. I like the way that they did it. And I like that it feels like it's two completely different shows, but just about the same person.
if I'm honest,
Mm-hmm.
by the time I got to the end of the season, I really enjoyed it. The first episode was very hard for me to get into
Okay.
because I was very much trying to find the connection between season 1 and season 2. I'm like, okay, we're flowing into a new aspect of the story, but it
Mm-hmm.
is very different.
It is. It is a very harsh transition, especially like us if you binge watched it versus I don't know if it came out all because we watched it probably a little bit ways after it came out. So I don't know if it came out like one episode at a time or if they released whole seasons. But if you're binging it, 1 to season 2, yeah, that's a harsh turn.
Yeah, so the funny thing is, like, in season 1, it kind of explores like memory and identity and knowing yourself and like how do you deal with your secrets if you don't know what your secrets are.
Right.
Right. And so it's very much centered on her memory and her trying to like find like a placehold in her life, like a footing in her life and stability. And then in season 2, it turns into a murder mystery.
Well, okay, so but in season 2, so you're exploring all of those aspects that you just listed. In season 2, we're exploring family and roots and what it means to be family and connect, you know what I mean? And those kind of things. And yes, there's a murder mystery involved. And it's like how much of this really has a play on your identity, effect on your identity, because Sophie is still trying to find her identity and she's still trying to find herself, you know? And
Yes.
now instead of just like focusing on her memories, she's going through her past as a way to kind of make connections and figure out who she is.
And so I need you to clear up something for me because
Okay.
I think I know the answer, but I just need to be sure. Okay, so at the end of season 1, when she's like becoming like Tess Caldwell and she's like going to England, like I'm like, "Oh, Tess Caldwell is her true identity."
Hmm.
But we find out in season 2 that Tess Caldwell is not her true identity. Is her name actually Sophie? Like, is that her real name?
I don't know. I'm sorry, I can't clear that up for you. I don't think either of them is her real name, and I don't know that she fully knows her real name. Because now her identity was changed, her mom's identity was changed. Yeah,
So her mom's identity was changed also?
I think so. Unless I misunderstood that, but I felt like the Huntleys made them change their names.
Because like the mom's friend
Hmm.
who she met who had saved her stuff from childhood and gave her like her picture of her mom and this music box, like she was calling her Sophie.
Okay, so then maybe is Sophie I don't know. That's a good question. Is Sophie the
Okay,
real
I'm glad
identity?
that I feel better. If you're
No.
confused, then we can be confused together. That means it was not clear and I just did not like miss it.
Hmm.
So season 2, Sophie is going home and she's like trying to reconnect with her childhood friend and she's trying to find out like what happened to her mom. She believes that her mom was murdered. She's not too sure about her mom's death. And so she's trying to pick up the pieces of her past. And still has some memory issues. It seems
Hmm.
like her memory issues just come and go when it's convenient and when it's not convenient. It's a little slippery this season.
Hmm. I don't know that I would say when it's convenient or not convenient because when you like memory is like that when you're trying to recover it. Like some parts come back, some don't. You don't have any control of when it comes back or if it comes back. So that didn't really bother me.
It seemed like it would come back at convenient moments to me.
Mhm.
Maybe I'm just a cynic, but I'm just like, it seems like when she really needed to remember something, all of a sudden she could.
Well, but she's also, again, digging through her past, so she's discovering relics and discovering different things, like, from that those kind of things can trigger memories. You know what I mean?
Right. So, knowing that she's going back to solve her mom's murder and kind of try to put the pieces of her life together, do you think that that was her plan all along before she lost her memory? Was
Yes.
that why she was leaving?
Yes. I think that was her plan all along. Well, she wanted to leave him. Well, she needed to leave her husband. Her husband is a problem. But, she wanted to leave him, but I think she also did I think she's always wanted to put those pieces back together, and she needed the money and, the things to be able to really kinda go up against this very powerful family. In the first episode, when she meets with the reporter, he says, "Oh, we had a appointment set for 6 months ago, but you canceled," and that's when the accident happened. You know what I mean? So, yeah, she was planning on leaving him, going to meet the reporter, going to start this whole thing, and then the accident happened, delayed her plan 6 months.
Right, but it sounds like she met with him before while she was married because her
Yeah,
husband, like, they talk about, like, this tour they took of Europe and how they had, like, such a great time, and it sounds like she met the journalist then also,
yeah.
so she wouldn't have had to leave her husband to investigate this issue, but she chose to leave him.
Yeah, no, she didn't have to leave him to investigate it. I don't think those things are like, I think she probably already always would have wanted to go back when she could and investigate her mom's murder. Leaving him was just because he's a jerk.
But then he ends up following her,
Yeah.
and I still can't quite, like, suss out the nature of their relationship, like, at the end. Like,
Girl, that again, that bothered me too, because I was like, close the door on this man. He wants her like a possession. He wants to control her. He wants to, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna listen, Sophie is not innocent. She very much is a con woman. She is she got a troubled checkered past, but that still doesn't mean that she deserves him.
he's not the best guy, but she also, like, stole large amounts of money from him.
She did.
Like, now
And
did
I
she help
should
him?
feel something about that, and I do not.
Well, the thing about it is he did not have that money when they met, and
Mhm,
he was only able to get that money because she helped him to jumpstart his career and help his career to flourish. So she, in effect, was shooting with him in the gym,
mhm.
but she still, like, kind of stole $11 million and left him on the hook for it.
She did, and again, that's something that I should care about, but I don't. I don't.
She's definitely morally gray.
Oh, yeah, she's more like and I like that. She's not like this innocent victim by any circumstance. She's a con woman. She's good at what she does. And I don't like the way that he uses her to build his career and then sidelines her and tries to make her like this little wifey once he gets to the place that he is in. That's probably why I don't feel anything for him. And that and the fact that, I just don't like controlling men. He is incredibly controlling.
So, like, so she spends the season rekindling her relationship with this very powerful, very rich family because she feels like the family is tied to her mother's murder. She believes their grandfather
Mhm.
murdered the mom.
Mhm.
And in the beginning of the season, does she have a motive for the murder?
I don't think it's clear. No, because like she doesn't I don't think she knows that she is actually the Huntley's daughter.
Right. She just thinks that, well, her mom was on because also this family has a reputation.
Yeah,
Like,
they
the
do.
grandfather has a reputation for kind of like debauchery and, like, the family, there's a lot of like wild and rumors and some
Old
truth.
money, can do whatever they want. It's set in London, so, like, they have a lot of power and influence in the city, and, like, basically, they make their problems, including people d
And so all she knows for sure is like that her mom died on their property.
Yeah.
And so she assumes it's the grandfather because he's known to have like these wild parties where
Mhm,
anything and everything happens.
mhm.
And so when she's a teenager, she ends up working on the family's property in the stables. Is That's correct?
That's correct.
Now, okay, so this is another thing I did not understand. Was it like the father's idea for her to work in the stables? How did she get that? Or did she like get a job at the stables because she's trying to learn more about the family? I didn't
I felt
understand.
like she got a job at the stables because she was trying to learn more about the family. Like, I felt like even as a teen, she was kinda low key investigating her mom's murder.
So did the father did not know that that was her when she worked there?
No.
Okay. Okay. And there's some confusion going on because there's a lot of back and forth. There's a lot of like secrets and
Yeah.
manipulations going on. So one of the things that you learn is that she kind of has like sexual relationship with
With her
the
half sister,
daughter when they're teenagers. Now later on in the story, you come to find out that they are in fact sisters.
half sisters, yep.
That is that is
That is wild. But again, because of all these secrets and lies, they don't know. Like, she genuinely does like, when they neither girl knows that they are half siblings when they do. Like, I think even as a teen, like I said, she went to the property specifically to investigate her mom's murder and get more information, but she has no idea that the Huntley, guy is her father. And so she doesn't know this is her sister, and likewise, and then, of course, the daughter has no clue that what her father has done.
no. And I feel like that was like part of like the daughter's like sexual awakening and she's now a lesbian. Is Sophie a lesbian or even bisexual or was she just manipulating that girl?
I don't know. Because it could be either messing around with Sophie.
So I'm just like, once again, like we're not claiming that Sophie is a perfect person because I have
Very flawed
questions.
character.
Like, cause I'm like, okay, and the girl is younger than Sophie, maybe like 2 or 3 years, I would say.
I don't know if it's that much. Is it that much?
I would think so because the daughter is not even the oldest child.
No.
So there's a son. So if you Sophie's dad and mom met when they were in university and got it sounds like they had a relationship, she got pregnant and everything. And then he's from a rich family, so it's time for him to now like settle down and start his life. And so he had to find a proper wife and he marries his wife and they go on and have children. There has to be a gap. If I remember correctly, like at one point her sister even says, "You were older than me."
Okay. Well, I guess there has to be a gap because she would be before. Because Sophie was a young girl when her mom died.
She would looked about 8, somewhere between 8 and 10.
For some reason, I thought she was like 5 or 6.
Older than 5 or 6.
I'm not good with the ages of children, and I never have been.
Well, you know what? The sister, like the husband's wife, said that the girl was a baby. Her sister was a baby when the mom died. So let's say she was 5. That
Hmm.
puts her at least 4 plus years older than her.
But they're both supposed to be teens that summer.
Yeah. So if one is 13 or 14, yeah, it gets real murky in there. It
Hmm.
gets real murky. I don't think they fully thought that through and counted up the ages when they were creating the storyline.
Hmm.
Also, the storyline is not necessary. And like the sexual aspect of it was not necessary.
That's true. It has no bearing on the outcome of the story at all.
I don't know who said, you know what would be really cool for season 2? Incest.
God.
Because they could have just been really
They
close.
could have been like best friends.
Even if they wanted the little girl to have a crush on her, she could have said, I had a crush on you. You were like older, and I convinced myself that I was in love with you, and then you just disappeared.
Hmm.
Why did they have to create a sexual relationship between the sisters?
Yeah, it was unnecessary for the storyline.
Very weird. Very weird. But anyway, Sophie apparently spends the summer there and then she disappears. And the daughter, and I'm only saying daughter because I cannot remember anybody's name.
Okay.
I want to call her Emma, but that's because we were just watching a show with a girl named Emma. But
And the same actress.
she looks like Melanie Griffin's daughter, the girl from 50 Shades of Grey.
I didn't watch that.
Okay, she's Antonio Banderas' stepdaughter. What is her name?
I know this is helping.
It's not Dakota Fanning.
Okay, hold on. I'm looking for.
Her dad would be Don Johnson.
Is Caroline the sister
I thought Caroline was the
or
best.
Eliza? Eliza.
See, Emma's not that far off.
Eliza's the sister, and it's played by Millie Brady.
Yeah, we weren't gonna know her name. She just looks like. Can you look up Melanie Griffin's daughter's name?
Okay.
Her last name would be Johnson because Don Johnson is her mom. Melanie Griffin is her. I mean, Don Johnson is her dad. Melanie Griffin is her mom, and Antonio Banderas is her stepdad. What's her name?
Dakota Johnson.
Okay, I wanted to call her Dakota Fanning. So Dakota Johnson.
Okay, they do favor.
They
They
look
do favor.
just alike.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know that I didn't know it was that other person either. I just don't know their names anyway.
Okay, so whenever I looked at her, I was calling her Dakota anyway.
Mhm.
But
No,
yeah,
they
she
do favor quite a bit.
they do. Okay, so Eliza. So Eliza feels like she's upset, and she also thinks that Sophie's name is Tess because at that time she was going by Tess Caldwell.
Mhm.
So she felt very abandoned by her and very upset with her, rightfully so,
Mhm.
because she felt like they had this connection. They did have this weird sexual connection, and then she just disappears.
Moving on.
The unnecessary sexual connection. And so she's like, now, like, Tess is coming back in. And Tess, once again, Tess/Sophie is coming back in to investigate the family. And she's trying to get close to Eliza again. And again, I don't really know what her motivation is. Like, I can't figure out if she really cares about Eliza
I think she
or
does.
if she just wants to know what happened to her mom.
Yeah, I don't think it's one or the other. I think it's a mixture of both. I think that that connection for them both was real. And remember, like as she is coming through in season coming to in season one, or she's starting to get her memories back. She's starting to get memories of Eliza, and she's trying to figure out how important this person is to her life. You know what I mean? And so I think it's both. I think she feels bad about leaving her and abandoning her the way that she did, because she kind of left her for dead. It's not even just that she left; she left her after like had some kind of car accident in the woods. I want to say, and the girl was hurt, and she just took off.
It wasn't a horse thing? I don't
Or
know.
was it a horse? It was something where they were in the woods, and the girl was like hurt, and she left her. Like physically hurt. She just kind of left her on the ground and took off and then never came back. But yeah, so I think she feels bad. There's some guilt there, but also she doesn't know the full story either because her memory's kind of in and out. So I think her desire to be close to her is real, but she also wants to know what happened to her mom, and she's going to use any that she has to get information.
Sophie is dangerous.
She's diabolical.
Cause she honestly, I don't know if she manipulates so well.
Hmm.
I don't know, and I'm a viewer. I have perfect information just about. I don't know when she's being genuine or not. Like when she gave her husband came to like get money because he's being chased by loan sharks, and he only asked for $100,000 out of 8 million, which I thought was crazy. And she
Hmm.
gave him 500,000, and like she's like, I'm just trying to be a good person. No, you stole $8 million from that man, and you're giving him back 500,000, and you're like framing it as I'm just here, go and be free. I'm like, that's manipulative.
But he's also only asking for the money to get it into her financial so he could take all of it.
Like he's asking for only asking for $100,000 because he's still trying to be with her, and if he's with her, he has access to all of the money. Like
No,
he's not
but like he literally he was trying to get access to that key where she like that crypto wallet thing. You know what I mean? Like I think he was trying to get the money back too. He was trying to get.
he got the
Oh yeah,
money.
he still wants
He
her
gave it
back.
back to her.
He does still want her back.
That's what I'm saying. He did not come over there to get like, yeah, he needed that little $100,000 to like so they would stop hunting him. But he wanted Sophie and the money. I
Mhm.
don't think that because like she gave him the money at the end. And if there's a season 3, I know he is somewhere hanging around holding that crypto wallet, trying to figure out how he's gonna bust her out of jail. He is obsessed with her.
Again, it's the same way that all these men and a lot of these shows that we've been watching recently is are obsessed. It's like, again, I know Sophie is not perfect, but it's very much it's given like that you want this like free, independent, wild bird so that you can put it in a cage.
Yes. Very much. Very much. I think
A gilded cage, but a cage nonetheless.
he sees who she is,
Hmm.
and he doesn't want anyone else to have access to her powers.
None.
Like he
None. He doesn't
wants
even want her, now that he has what he wants as far as being wealthy. Once he gets to where he's wealthy again, he wants her to stop using her powers too and just be his wife.
well he want I think I think that he wants the powers available when he needs them,
Hmm.
but he wants to be in control and check them.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
so I really feel like it's not about the money, it's the love of the game. And he doesn't want her running game without him being around. And if he could like only have her run game when he wants her to, that's even better.
Hmm. Control.
Very, like he's such a weird character to me
Hmm.
because their relation, like they sleep with other people, and
Yeah.
neither one of them particularly seem to care. Like, that's not the thing. That's not like, that's not what would end their marriage. Honestly,
Mhm.
when he was like, "Hey, you sit down," then she was like, "Oh, I gotta get out of here. Sleep with who you want, but you can't stop my hustle."
Right. Right.
And once again, it's not about money because they had money for Sophie. It's the love of the game. I have these powers. I got them through trauma. I'm going to put them to work.
She's so good at it though. You know, I'm a sucker for people who are really good at what they do.
She is good. And I am thirsting for a season 3, which is so interesting because at the beginning of season 2, I could have cared less
I know you
if
was trying to.
there was a season 3. And by the time I got to like the end of season 2, and they're like in the police station, like, "Oh, you got warrants everywhere." I'm like, I gotta know.
Mhm.
What was she cutting up all over Europe? I gotta know. What was
Oh,
she
I
doing?
hope so. I hope so. And I hope it unlocks something else and we get a whole nother part of like I like the seasons feeling so different from each other, like almost feeling like completely different shows. I don't know, I enjoy it because like with her being who she is, like she's a con artist. There's a lot of stuff shrouded around her mom's identity, around her identity. There's a lot of different directions they could go. And I love it. Let's go a completely different direction and find out something else about her identity that we didn't know. I hope she been scamming all over Europe.
Honestly, I have grown to appreciate it. Like I said, I was not sold in the first episode of season 2. It was very jarring, but now I know that's what we're doing. Okay, I'm on board for it. I'm on board for the adventures of Sophie slash Tess slash whoever she was all across. I'm like, we're gonna meet Laura, we're gonna meet Genevieve, we're gonna meet Scarlett. I'll meet them all.
Mhm.
I'll meet them
Mhm.
would I will enjoy it. And so the honestly, this season, like it was like I think maybe 6 episodes. It felt very, very fast. And I know
It
I
did feel faster than the first one.
in a
There were
previous
8 there were
episode
8 episodes.
I see, and if it just it felt really fast. Like I know I said like in like the British TV shows they do a lot with a little amount of episodes. Like this season, it flew by
Yeah.
so fast. I'm like, okay, she gets there, she's meeting people, she's meeting the journalist, her husband comes in, like you're meeting her crazy brother, and I don't know how to feel about the brother. I don't know
What's your
how to
conflict with the
feel.
brother? What has you conflicted?
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you, I feel like, and I feel like they do this in a lot of TV shows. And a lot of TV shows, they try to make you feel bad for ultra rich people. They're like, they're ultra rich. And yes, they can buy anything, but you don't know what it's like to have all of this money. It's really hard on you emotionally. And it's like the brother is textbook. I can do anything but be the person I want to be. Like you said, I'm a bird in a gilded cage. And so he's like so massively unhappy because his family has a reputation to uphold and he's being watched and he can't just be a person. And so he turns to alcohol, money, and drugs. And I'm just like, I feel like the show is trying to push me to be like, feel sorry for him And I'm just like, he's just kind of a jerk. Like, he's a drug addict and he cheats on his fiance. And also,
He doesn't cheat on the fiance because they have an open relationship. They just have to hide it because of who he is. She knows about the other women.
yes, she knows, but I felt like he felt like like when she was cheating, he was like, how could you sleep with a man in the next room?
Yeah, so okay. I think they have an open relationship that they have to keep secret because of who he is. But it is agreed to be open. Like there's still relationship. So in that kind of we call it like a relationship norm violation. You know what I mean? Like if it's open, we both can sleep and have sex with other people, but we've set these rules. When you violate those rules, that's still a violation of that relationship norm. So that's what happened with this situation with both of them. Now they go to those sex clubs together. I think they sleep and interact with people together. Sometimes they do it separate sometimes, but there are certain rules. Like he got too involved with the one girl
The
that they ended up the
prostitute?
prostitute. He got more involved than he was supposed to, and that was his violation. And her having sex with the other guy in the house was her violation in response. But
Okay.
they have an open relationship. But again, and I think him getting too involved with the other girl and he was being callous because it's like part of their relationship norms are yes, we do this and we're both okay with doing this, but we have to keep everything under wraps because of who you are. And so she like, you about to out us. You know what I mean? You wilding out about to out us. And so it's not about the cheating, it was about the way he was doing it. And then him getting overly involved with that one girl and then making her it's not clear how involved he is and responsible with her disappearance, but he is, somewhat, you know what I mean? It's the way he's doing it.
Thought it was
Who made her disappear?
disappear. I thought she fell off a hotel balcony.
Yeah, it's the dad's right hand man. But again, it's like, the way you get information in the show, everybody doesn't know everything.
Right.
So it looks like to the fiance, you kind of gave the okay to kill this person.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the dad, and like stuff is getting misconstrued, you know.
Because, yeah, I thought he really liked her and that he was upset when the dad killed her.
He was. But again, like I said, the fiance is like, dude, what are you doing? You still wild out to the point where it even had to be rectified, And then she doesn't know that the dad gave the order either. I don't think she knows the dad gave the order.
I don't know. Like, some of these shows, like, so much stuff is
That
happening.
happened.
I'm missing stuff. Because I'm like, I thought that the dad killed the prostitute.
Not himself. He got his
No,
right
no, no,
hand.
no, no, of course not him. But I thought he ordered the prostitute's death because, like, the story was going to come out in the paper.
Or was it even the dad? Was it the grandfather?
No, the grandfather is so
Oh,
old
so
at
he's
this
wrong.
point.
Yeah. He's out.
He
He's
he's dementia. He's got that dementia deep.
not that dementia demon.
Like, he is deep in. He's
Okay.
out of his prime. Like, the dad is the new grandpa. He's the
Yeah.
new, like, consigliere of the family. So okay, so I know that the son has a relationship with the reporter's assistant,
Hmm.
and so he was getting information, and so he was trying to use her to kill the story.
Hmm.
But that did not work, and so I thought then the dad was like, "Well, I'm gonna kill the prostitute."
I think so. Now I'm getting confused. I think so. But yeah, no, I'm not debating that it was more the dad giving his right hand the order. I'm just
Okay.
saying I don't know that how much the fiance knows.
So you like the fiance is like, it's still your fault that the girl is dead because you were going outside of what you should have been going. Okay, got it. Now I
Exactly.
understand.
That's from my perspective. That's what I thought was
Okay,
happening.
so yeah, I did not understand that about their relationship. I
Mhm.
knew that she knew that he had cheated, but I thought she was just kind of like being like, "Oh, well, boys will be boys," and which is why I was surprised when she started sleeping with Sophie's husband because I'm like, "Girl, you
But she
gonna."
also did it because she was pissed. That's why she did it in the house. Like if she
Mhm.
had taken him to a hotel, they would have been good. She did it in the house because she was pissed because he was cutting up. You know what I mean? And so, yeah,
Sophie's husband is not gonna let the fact that he loves her and obsessed with her is not gonna stop
stop
him
it.
from sleeping with another woman.
It's not. It's not. That's why I'm like, because he's obsessed with her like an object. He's not in love.
And that is so interesting because
Mhm.
in both seasons, they are both sleeping with other people, but
Mhm.
still like That's not a deal breaker in our
But it
relationship.
isn't for anybody. So like okay, back to the brother, like the rogue brother and his girlfriend. They're actually kind of perfect for each other if he would get over his little poor little rich boy mess. Cause she's like, I'm on the same type of time you on. We like to do this. We like to go to clubs. We like to do all this stuff. We know because of our position in the country, we got to keep it low key. I need you to just be low. Can you just like you got to do one thing?
You know what? I'm gonna tell you that makes sense now because when he took Sophie's husband to like that club and she was there, I was like, oh my God, how does she know they were gonna be there? And why is she there?
Because that's what they do.
I did I did not get that. I'm like, oh no, you're busted at this little skanky club. Maybe she has his location.
Girl,
This is her
that's
hangout spot too.
right. That's their regular Friday, Saturday night. That's what they do. Which is why, and I think he does love the girlfriend. I actually honestly do think he loves the girlfriend. I think it's him not getting over himself and not like burden of being this rich, powerful kid that's messing up his relationship. Because I do think he loves and cares about her. I think she genuinely loves and cares about him. And they're very like they think the same way about relationships.
Mhm.
That could work. I think you get over yourself.
See what I think is wild?
What?
I feel like the dad thought that he was like so progressive that he was allowing his son to marry a brown person
Yeah.
when he was in love with a black woman and was not allowed to be with her. He was like, look at how I'm changing and progressing the family.
But that's also strategic, I feel like. Now, like, while I do think the son really does love his girlfriend, I think they're allowing that because they know the bad press of the history and times have changed. The bad press of their family's history, they need a person of color in their family now.
Hmm.
So, like, I don't feel like it's like, you no, you're not progressive. This is still a strategic move for the family. And that's why your wife ain't said nothing.
But also, like, you're doing this while trying to do everything you can to sabotage your actual black child.
Yes.
Like, once he realizes that she's like his daughter, because to his credit, he did not know that Tess/Sophie was his daughter. He
He knew
thought
he
that,
had a daughter, right?
yeah, he knew he had a daughter.
Hmm.
He thought his dad like hid her away somewhere. So when the mom died, I don't think he knew that Tess/Sophie was in the car, that she was actually there when the mom died. Because all he knew is that the mom died on the property, and then the dad had the priest to come, and he started looking for his daughter, and he could not find hide nor hair of her. So I think he thought that the dad did something to hide her away somewhere.
Yes.
He
Yes.
did not know that she was there, that the dad had the priest take her, change her identity, and she was up the road the whole time.
Yes, and then there was, like wasn't there a fire at the orphanage or something like that, and she switched names with somebody there, or they switched their names?
It was because of a fire. I think they
Was it
switched
fire?
her name. I don't know. I can't remember a fire.
Maybe I'm making up a fire.
But
I got some light to
they
you.
the priest gave her the name of a dead child to change her identity.
Yeah. Okay, yes. I knew there was a dead
That's
child.
Tess
No
Caldwell
fire.
is the name of a poor little redheaded dead child, and she has her name. The priest
Okay.
did that so that he could not find her. So you were looking for her, according to you. This is what you said, that you were looking for her because that's why he killed his dad,
Mhm.
because he was like, you hid her from me, you hid my child from me. But like when you actually find her, yeah, she's an adult now.
Mhm.
Like the first thing you do is sick your lawyers on her.
Mhm. Yep.
Is crazy, especially when like you like, hey, let's sit down and talk, and
Mhm.
she's like, oh, we're here to talk. You sick your lawyers on her and you lie to her about what happened to her mom.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? His sister's, first of all, I found her to be hilarious, and I'm going to tell you who she reminds me of.
Okay.
She reminds me, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to get her name semi right, Princess Anne. Princess Anne is Charles's sister. She's like the hardest working royal. Like she like goes she works so hard every year. She like attends all the events. She's basically like a horse girl. Like
Mhm.
she doesn't really live like a pomp and circumstance life. Like she just like she's like, okay, we royal, this is our job. Let me and that is very much what his sister see. Like his sister does not seem like she like lives like a very lavish lifestyle. She like, I live in the country house, I take care of crazy dad. I'm always dressed in semi-equestrian gear.
Mhm.
Like she's like, I'll clean up this mess. Just go. Like she doesn't like. She's not like pretentious. She like she just rich.
Yeah.
She's just rich, but okay. But she like they're telling the story. She's like, oh, that's the story he telling now. Like he keeps changing the story all throughout the years. Like, hey, and I know like we're talking about her mom's death and stuff. Like I cracked up
Mhm.
when
I
she's
did
like,
too. I
that's
laughed out
what he
loud.
telling now. Girl, he got a new life for why how your mama died every year.
Every year he changing how your mama died.
So seeing how she is makes me feel less sorry for the son who's like, oh my god, it's so hard being rich. She
I'm sorry for you
seems
at all.
to be fine. She does not live a crazy lifestyle. She's just literally doing her. Like you can't have like access to every single thing that money brings and then be upset because people are going to be watching you. But you're also doing things that are worthy of being watched because I don't think she cares about the paparazzi. She seems unconcerned.
And they don't bother the sister. They don't bother her because she lives a quiet life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, absolutely could live a life where they don't bother you. I quite feel like in this day and time, him and his wife don't need to hide the fact that they have an open relationship.
Right.
You know, the same way that y'all act like y'all being progressive because she's brown, like this is another way to show, hey, we're progressive. We're breaking from those old colonial ties or whatever. Cause he gives a speech about like they're breaking from their past and being progressive. The son does. And I'm like, so be, you know what I mean? Be fully who you are, be progressive, and then what they got to say. Me and my wife
Also,
do this together.
I
What
thought
what
that
you gonna
woman
say?
was East Indian until I saw her name.
Oh, she not East Indian?
I don't think so. I think her name is like Frida Pinto or something.
Girl. You
Some
mean
like
the actress or the character?
the actress. I mean, her name was like Grace or something in the show. It wasn't like,
Mhm.
but I thought that one was, and because I, one of the things when I'm like, why they not having like an Indian wedding? And I'm like, well, I guess it's only 8 episodes, but I'm like, where's the good wedding?
But she is okay. Frida Selena Pinto was born in Mumbai.
Oh, so she is Indian of like pinto beans. I thought she was Hispanic.
Okay, she was born in India. There's some stuff in I don't know. I don't know the answer. They say that she is from a Mangalorean family.
Mangalore?
Mangalorean family?
Then that's she's probably East Indian. There's a lot of places in East India. Like, okay. I based on her last name, I was like, oh, maybe she's Hispanic. So I'm
But I
like,
mean, I don't know if she's married. She could be married. But
oh,
her
so
name
you thinking like Pinto could be her, like her married name, not her maiden name.
I have no clue because her name is Frida Selena Pinto.
See, Selena. Oh, well, you know what? See, it's only getting more because like Frida
Well,
Kahlo,
she was born in India.
she
That's
was
all I
born
got.
in India,
She
but
was
we
born
got Frida Kahlo as her first name, Selena Quintanilla as her middle name, Pinto as her last name. I don't feel bad by once I found her name thinking she was Hispanic.
okay. So trivia underneath her bio says that the surname Pinto is a Portuguese name meaning chick, little bird. The European colonizers and settlers of India, the Portuguese arrived in 1497.
Got it. Okay. Now that explains her name.
Uh-huh.
So she is East Indian, but she Portuguese colonizers gave the Spanish flair to her name.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. So then she should have had a better wedding.
Get out with you and your foolishness. But I mean, that's the actress. Like, I don't know who the character's supposed to be.
Right. Because the character's name was maybe like Grace or something like
It
that.
was Grace.
And so that's a very nondescript name.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember really seeing her family, but I'm just like,
I don't remember seeing her family either.
I was expecting a better.
Fair enough.
Wow, I just learned so much. That short period of
Yeah,
time.
now I got to go deep dive of what Mangalorean means after after.
Sure, it's like a state in India now. I guess they were like colonized by the Portuguese
Girl, it was just everywhere.
everywhere. Okay, I'm sorry. I got
Everybody
us off
listening.
topic.
Yeah, I'm so
So this So by the end of the show, she understands what happened to her mom.
She does.
Kind of. Her mom was being tormented by her grandfather, who did not want her to have a relationship with did not want her mom to have a relationship with her father, essentially. And it sounds like he was like cutting money on and off. Cause it sounds like when the grandfather was cutting off money, she would go to him, go to the dad and get money. He gave her a car, all these different things. And so I guess it sounds like she needed assistance.
Hmm.
And she went back to the house in the middle of the night because she was upset. She had her daughter in the car and people did not realize it at the time. And the new wife shot her.
Yes.
Now, do I believe what the new wife said about the situation where she's like, I didn't know who she was. I didn't know what was going on. She
Yeah.
was lying.
That
She was,
heifer was lying through her teeth.
she was lying.
And I feel like the daughter knew she was lying.
That man had pictures of her, of the mistress is what they were at
In
that
her dark
point
room.
calling
You
her.
can't tell me you ain't went through that dark room. You done went through that dark room.
Right. He had pictures of her on property. So at this point, do you think that the husband was still sleeping with her mom?
Yes.
I also feel like that too.
I feel like he sees her mom as his true love, and the wife is who I had to marry for face, to save face, and to
Yes,
have white children.
I agree. I definitely feel like he was still sleeping with her off and on, and I feel like there was like a lot of shenanigans going on, and the grandfather was trying to get a hold of the situation. That's
Mhm.
why he was like playing with like her support and things like that, because he could have very easily, they have enough money, they could have
Mhm.
relocated the
Put her
daughter
up
and
in
the
France.
mom in another country,
Put her up in France.
nice
Give
boarding,
her the
like
bag.
a nice place to live, a nice education for her, could have made sure that they had everything that they needed.
Mhm.
It sounds like they were just keeping them just on the edge of poverty.
Yes, for no reason. Because when these people are, like, uber rich, top
Mhm.
1%, old London money.
Yes. And even the mom was at like Cambridge or something like that.
Yeah,
So
they got
I have
old money.
questions about, did her mom, I know her mom got pregnant. Did her mom finish school? What was she studying? And what
Yeah,
did she do for work afterwards? Because once again, you guys could have made it possible for her to finish school. You guys could have made it possible for her to get a job, even if it was at a different company where she could have had like a big career. If you would have tried to do right by this woman,
it wouldn't have to end up like this.
it would not have gone this way. But it's like they kept her on the edge of poverty. And so
And I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't have to stop school because she got pregnant.
that's what I'm thinking.
You know?
I really believe that. I really believe that she did not finish school because of her pregnancy.
Mhm.
But
So, yeah. Yeah, you let
I
her
really
finish.
feel like she went there and she was cutting up because she was tired of being played around with.
Mhm.
And the new wife shot her because she's like, I'm tired of this mistress. I'm tired of this mistress and this little black baby.
Mhm.
And so she shot her. And the granddad, who was at that time the head of the family, is trying to clean everything up. And so the dad buried the mom on the property and they took her car and they just randomly left
What's
it on a
it with
part of the
people
property.
in the UK burying bodies at their house?
Is that I don't know why that's a thing.
This is the second, and it's the same actress, second series where they done buried somebody at home.
Maybe that's a thing there. I mean, cemeteries honestly take up a lot of land.
They do, and they have plenty of land. But I'm like, why we always got these bodies? They just way too close for comfort.
For me personally too, I do like a little space between me and my dead people.
You know, a little this.
You know, but I so the dad buries the mom and they take her car and they just leave it in a random spot on the property, which doesn't make sense.
Burn it. Again, if you are going to do crimes, can you be good at it? And if you are not going to be good at it, you have enough money to hire people who are good at crimes.
They have an infinite amount of money. Take the car to those places where they smash stuff Smash it. Take the license plate off, the back and the front. I don't know what they keep the license plates in this country. Take the license plate off. Smash, smash, smash the vehicle.
to
Let
look
it go through the little incinerator and become a new
and
vehicle.
burn it.
Why do you have the perfectly preserved vehicle with all of her DNA and
I feel
everything?
I feel like it still got the blood on it.
Well, she died at the front door. She didn't die in the vehicle.
Okay.
Remember, the girl could hear her, but she wasn't in the car. She was banging on the front door. There's, I'm quite sure you can find the mom, the dad, and the daughter's DNA all in the car.
All up and through that car.
But why do you have just a random car in the woods? It does like it just it does not make sense.
It's sloppy.
Especially because your woods are used. Yes, you have a lot of land, but you are also hosting hunts,
Hunting parties.
parties, all sorts of, you got horses that y'all are riding on. Like your land is very active and gets a lot of visitors. Why do
Mhm.
you have like the death car just sitting there perfectly preserved on your land? It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't that didn't make any sense either.
So the although I believe that the father really loved her mother, I really feel like he did not stand up for her. He allowed her to be mistreated and he used her because he 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 cared about her. So he would use her for emotional fulfillment, but not make sure her and the daughter were properly taken care of.
Which would
And
have
that
been so
ultimately led to her death because if he would have stood up for his father and said, "This is my child and this is the woman that I love. If I have to pretend to be with this other woman for show, that's fine, but we're going to take care of the people who are important to me also."
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. Right. But then you also again, this could be so easy for people of this means. You know what I mean? You also get a woman who's down with that. Because there's plenty of women who would have married you just because you were rich because they wanted to live in that lifestyle and didn't really want to be with you.
Mhm.
That would have jumped on that arrangement just to be in that, you know what I mean? That lifestyle. You got a woman who really, the wife was not cool with it, that, and that's not fair to her either, for you to just have a mistress. Even though, I mean, I don't care for the wife, but like, that's not fair to her. She's marrying thinking that she's genuinely in a marriage and you are in love with another woman. That is not fair to her.
You know what? He could have sent that woman back to her home country and
It's that
paid for
fault.
her to be taken care of at home.
And they would have they would have never said anything. Nobody would have found out about it. They could have been living, high off the hog of where she's from with her family, where she has support.
Mhm.
He could have very well supported her whole family with no problem. It would have been a drop in the bucket for him. And you get you a little puppet wife that knows she's a puppet wife and is okay with that.
Right. Well, I mean, at this point, this woman's in another country. Leave her alone so that she can live a life.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And then you can live the life with the woman you've decided to marry and be your public facing wife, and you can just love her and treat her fine. It's like he wanted his foot in two worlds, and I don't appreciate how he killed his father at the end as if it was his father's fault, as
Like
if he
he
was not just as complicit as his father was. One. And when he had the opportunity to rectify the situation, he acted like his father by dragging lawyers in it and threatening her.
Not to mention all the stuff and the shenanigans that you've covered up for your son, just in the way that your father did for you, just in the way his father did for him.
Right. So, but yeah, like there are no heroes in this show.
I just like Sophie as a character. You know what I mean? I think that's the only difference. I will fully admit she is flawed, she is criminal, she's a con woman. She's just enjoyable.
Is she, but is she the person that her life made her out to be? Because objectively, she's had a rough life. Like her mom died at a young age. She never really knew who her father was. She was never even adopted. They didn't even arrange for her to be adopted by a nice family. They threw her in the system and essentially forgot about her. You know what I mean? And so she grew up feeling like anything that I have to get it on my own. I have to be whoever I have to be to make it happen. And then she has all these questions about what really happened to my mom. And she knows like where the answers are, but she's like, I have to do whatever it takes. And so, like, she's not born in a vacuum. And
No.
I think, have more sympathy for her than I do poor little rich boy who wants us to feel bad for him because he has everything but freedom. You
Mhm.
know,
While
honestly,
you simultaneously doing everything any human could ever want to do.
right. So I think there is room to have like sympathy and understanding for Sophie and say she's a criminal, but there are extenuating circumstances. Is Eliza blameless? How do we feel about Eliza?
I was just thinking about that. I'm like, I have a little bit of sympathy for her getting her heart broken at a young age.
Hmm.
I don't know that she's well, I mean, like, but what did she do?
She hasn't. I think the worst thing you could say about Eliza is that she's naive. She doesn't really. She knows like the rumors and like, the reputation that her grandfather had.
Mhm.
I don't know that if she was sure. I don't think she was sure if it was true or not. But I also don't feel like she was like super close to him, where she's like, oh, he would never do. Like I feel like when it like, and then with her dad, I don't feel like she's that close to her
She doesn't
dad
seem close
either.
to any of them.
You know what I mean? Like she's just kind of naive and not really
Yeah.
understanding what her family truly is. She's one of those people I think who thinks like the best, or she just looks at the surface of
Mhm.
things, because she did tell Sophie where her mom was buried.
Mhm. She
You know
did.
what I mean?
And
She
then
confronted her mom.
she confronted her mama, she figured out who her mama was at the end. It's like she doesn't hide from the world like the aunt does, but she
Mhm.
just kinda lives her life.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? She doesn't you know what I mean? She because she's not really problematic.
No. No, she's not. Honestly, she's not. And she was genuinely hurt by what Sophie did to her. Sophie was dead wrong because that girl was young. I don't care how old she was. I don't care how they're trying to make the math work. Like, that
Nothing.
situation was wrong,
Yeah.
and Sophie was wrong, and she did come in and disrupt Eliza's life, because it seemed like Eliza had moved on from that situation, and she
Yeah.
was kinda living out loud, living her truth. She doesn't hide who she is, you know what I mean? I don't feel like she does, and then Sophie came in like a wrecking ball and was like, "Hey, hey, 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 give me attention," and I don't even think I'm not really sure what Sophie's goal was coming back into Eliza's life, because it was not a relationship. Even
Mm-mm.
before she found out she was her sister, I don't think that she was trying to have a relationship with her. And I don't feel like she was honestly trying to apologize for hurting her. I think she did eventually, but I don't think she came in with like a hey, like, I'm sorry. It was like, hey, I'm back. You want to hang out? Sophie's like, girl, you still on that? Girl, what was
No,
like, I'm
she's
rich
cool on that.
now. We are peers now. I was the
Mhm.
stable girl before. Now I'm just like I'm rich, just like you're rich. Not she's not though, but it's good enough.
Mhm.
She's like, I'm
Got
rich
to be in
now.
that world.
So, like we can hang out now.
Right.
It was Sophie is so funny.
Sylvia is so funny. I mean, yeah, she's just enjoyable. Yes, I mean, because Eliza didn't really participate in that stuff, and she doesn't have any control over her brother and her father's actions, or even like really her mother's. So what can she do but just live out her life as a rich socialite?
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I don't have a problem with Eliza. I don't have a problem with Eliza's aunt,
Mhm.
the queen, the princess Anne of the family. I felt like the dad was like murdering. First of all, you wait till your dad is like 1,000 years old to kill him.
Okay. The thing with the dad is like the dad and the son are the same person. They think they're different, but they are the same person. They're
Hmm.
both poor little rich boys. Like, oh my God, it's so hard being so rich and powerful and running Europe, kind of thing. And they want you to feel bad for them. But yeah, they're the same person.
Plus, I'm also like maybe like in 50 years, the son will be murdering his dad, and he'll be like, "You let me marry a brown woman, but you wouldn't let me talk about my sex dungeons.
Not the sex dungeon. Extension.
Why are
What
we?
are you upset about?
You just killed your dad because you wanted to. Like, stop it."
Right.
Because if you really cared about your daughter, you have infinite amounts of money.
Mhm.
I just feel like even if your dad hid her with the priest, you could have figured something out. You could have, because the friend, when Sophie found the friend, like, do you not know who her friends are? I feel like, because I'm like, you're not still looking for your daughter. When do you stop? When you're like, oh, she's not a kid anymore. Never mind. She's grown now.
Hmm.
It only matters when she's a
That's one
child?
thing I was a little confused about because I think, and I don't know, maybe I made up the fire. Maybe the fire didn't happen. But I was like, when they switched the names between her and the girl that died, did they make it look like Sophie died?
Was there a fire in their apartment?
Girl, I don't know. Okay, forget the fire. The because I think I might have made that up. I'm gonna rewatch it though. Um, when okay, so they switched the names with her and the actual Caldwell. Did they make it seem like Sophie died? Because Tess Caldwell, the little redhead girl, died,
Right.
and Sophie takes her name. So I'm saying, did they switch it to that point where it made it look like Sophie died?
Well, if they did, wouldn't the friend be freaked out when Sophie came back? Wouldn't she be like, "Damn, I thought you were dead"?
That's a good point. I don't know.
I will probably have to watch it again.
Yeah, might have missed that part.
Talking to you makes me realize that I am missing things that I don't realize that I'm missing because I still have a complete story in my head, but, like, as we're breaking it down, I'm like,
That's girl. I done apparently threw a fire in that wasn't in. It's probably another show I'm mixing it up with.
"Watch it again," and I'm gonna specifically be looking for the fire situation because it could be, and I could have missed it because once again, I miss stuff. I miss stuff in these shows, even things that apparently are super narratively important.
We all do it sometimes.
I did enjoy season 2. It
And
is very different from season 1 in every way. It just has 2 people who were also in season 1 of the show, but season 2 is it's very it's literally a different show.
it is a different show, but
And
I love that. I love the way they did it.
if they do a season 3, which at this point, because I've been researching, is still up in the air, they have not officially canceled the show,
Hmm.
but it has not been picked up yet for a season 3. I would love it if once again it's completely different
Yes.
and we
Let's go
just
figure out
see
who her mama was in her home country. Let's go.
right. Yes. Keep the universe, change it, different themes, different I love it. Let's
Or maybe
explore how she
Sophie's early
acquired
scamming.
those skills. Like I want to see her
Yeah.
mess some cons up. I want to see how she got all them 15 warrants. You don't get 15 warrants when you're good at your craft.
Hmm.
I want to see
Yeah.
what her different identities were.
Excited to see where it goes from here.
I want to see season 3 Sophie does Orphan Black. That's what I want to see.
Oh, Lord.
Have you ever seen Orphan Black?
I have, but it's been years, so I don't remember the details.
It was like clones, and so all the
Okay.
clones had different personalities and different identities. I actually miss it. I'm
I'm saying, I feel like that's one of the earlier shows that we watched together.
probably like I've done rewatches since
I feel
then
like we
because
were when Orphan Black came out. I feel like we were both super into it. But this is like, of course, long time probably before podcasts existed. But I feel like we watched that one together.
yeah, it's a super good show. If you want to do a rewatch, we can. Let me know. So, guys, we hope you enjoyed this episode. We hope you will try out Surface season 2. I would say even if you were not into Surface season 1, still give season 2 a try because it's a completely different show.
I don't
Just what
see how you could not be into season one though. Season one was
I
decent.
agree. I really enjoyed Surface season 1. I really it brought up interesting questions and made me think. And we love a show that's going to make us think. We love a show that's going to sit with us afterwards and have us days later man, and so everybody has different tastes. So maybe Surface season 1 was not your thing. Still try out season 2, different show, different themes, same Sophie.
Yeah.
We hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.
Bye. See you next time.
I'm ready for the next episode. Can't wait to get home and turn my TV on. I'm ready for the next episode. Got my snatch shoes off, no remote control. I'm ready for the next episode.